Alright, that's on. Let's see if we can get this to work. Gotta get my elevator music going. Live stream Christmas. Let's do a little shuffle. Boom. Alright, everybody, I think we're good. We got a little bit of little music in the background. Okay, I think we're set. We got the music, we got the connection, we got the thing, we got that. Oh, we got this. And I got your voice. Here we go. All right, everybody. What do we got? We got 24 degrees. So, good morning. It is Friday morning here in Hampstead, Maryland. 24 degrees, clear skies, and we are on our first of two trips. We got two deliveries today. We will be doing them in two separate trips. So drop this off, come back to the bakery, and then head over to the second place. Try to keep the fan down. Because it's kind of loud sometimes, but might have to turn it up 3 for a little bit. You can do it. All right. It's my pre-show. This is my pre-show section. I almost forgot to turn the Starlink on. We are rattling up a storm this morning.
Janet says good morning.
Hey, Janet. Where are you? Are you going the back way over? You're not going down 30, are you?
Janet says Black Rock Road to 83.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you're out there on the road. Bob is on his way to Restaurant Depot. The other day he was ahead of me. That was the day that they had like part of Reisterstown Road was shut down, so he sent me a message to let me know not to go. It was weird because he said the road was completely closed at the Beltway and Reisterstown Road, and it was. But when I got to Lenny's, I just checked it, and Google's map didn't say anything about any problem at all. So I'm like, all right, let me go down here and just see. But it was completely blocked off. So I had to take a back road over. A little detour that morning. was up. I've been up a couple of nights, a little bit later than I normally am. It was so funny. This guy was, so his streams are like, you know, they could be 6, 7, 8 hours. I think he was on about 6 or 7 hours yesterday, and I mean, obviously I didn't watch the whole thing. It was on and off, but it was hysterical. Toward the end, he thought the battery, he didn't think it was. The battery on his phone was dying, and so he pulled over. So we're driving along, and all of a sudden you could tell that he noticed that the battery was like at 1% or something. He was afraid the stream was going to die. So he's like, we got to pull over, the first place I can find. So he pulls into this parking lot area, and he pulls over. He takes the phone out, and this happened to me in Lancaster. The one time I had a really long stream, your phone will like heat up, and it gets to a point where you start getting these warning messages about, you know, the phone's overheated, so it's going to shut down. So he had that, plus the battery was super low. So he like took the phone. I think the funniest part was he took the phone out of the car. You know, he's like, I got to take you outside and try to put the phone down. And you felt like from the view of the phone, you felt like you were a patient. You know, like you had some sort of medical emergency, and he was like the EMT person trying to save your life, and he's like saying stuff like, I'm plugging it in, but it's not starting to charge, and blah blah blah. Oh my, or 1%. It was hysterical. It was so hysterical. And of course, anything that was like the way my mind works, I'm saying things like, you know, because the whole group, everybody in the chat is like on pins and needles, hoping that he can keep the stream alive. It was so funny. Saying, don't walk toward the light. And then we were, and it was just, and just the way he was moving the phone, it was just like a point, the perspective. Felt like it had me cracking up. But he saved it. Actually, it did die. That was even the funnier part. The stream did die, and for like a minute, it was like what do they call that? A near-death experience. And that's what I said we had, like a near-death experience, because we were dead for a second, but then he came back. It was so funny. It was like a miracle. Oh look, this is very appropriate. I realize there's a deer crossing sign. Now I was coming north, so I wouldn't have seen it. But I'm very close to my deer right now. I'm about to pass my deer. I think I just did. T-Bone's gone. They picked up T-Bone. So Baltimore County takes them a little bit longer to remove the deer that have passed away on the road. I keep jumping in on these people that do the Disney live streams. There's a lot of people that do that. Like, you can almost always, at any time, go onto YouTube, and you're going to find somebody that's walking around in Disney live streaming. See, like, if you see the schedule, you can go in and watch shows that they're you know, like in front of the castle and stuff like that. They usually pick up as much of that as they can. see the video? I'm sure you did. The video of the plane that landed on the car on Interstate 95 down in Florida. That was unbelievable. I think it was a Toyota or something. I mean, they said nobody was hurt. I think they had like minor scrapes and stuff. Whoever was in the car got some minor injuries, but overall nobody was hurt. But it looks like somebody could have been seriously hurt because the plane pretty much landed right on top of that car. But that was a person who was driving behind them with the video camera out the window, picked up the whole thing. It almost, if it hadn't been on legitimate news with all of, with everybody talking about it, if I just saw a clip of that on YouTube, I would have thought it was AI. I really wouldn't have thought it was real. trains garden too. There's one in Jarrettsville. But I don't remember what hours. I think during the day it's only the weekends. Evenings during the week, I think. I'm thinking about that. Green light, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? It's looking good. This is a long light. Oh. Probably should. No. We could have never made that.
Net says I'm on deer alert right now. My eyes are tired from straining.
You're on the alert now. Oh, you deer alert. Yeah, you deer alert. Oh, yeah. I know. You know, I was thinking about that on the, of course, it's on the top of my mind coming up 30. I've never been a person that uses my high beams much at all. Like, I just don't do it. But I think I'm going to start being that person because I don't know whether that's going to help or not. I remember once when I was young, long time ago, I think somebody told me once that high beams, like the deer just freak out if they see your high beams. So it's not a good thing. So like if you've got a deer walking across the street, if you're coming up and you got high beams on, they're gonna stop, freaking out at you. But I still think it's better to see them earlier if you can. I mean, maybe you're just gonna see the deer that you're gonna hit, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna. Now I'm not doing it right now because my headlights are kind of weird. I did try it, but my one really isn't lined up properly, so I don't know what I don't know. I think it's pointing down too much, so it really doesn't help much if I put that high beam on. But yeah, it takes a while. I just feel like the auto body shops that I've been going to, I told them, I'm like, I can't believe I'm driving up and down. I should have realized that I'm driving on a heavily populated deer road. I should have realized that have been hit along the road. And first there was Curtis, and there was T-Bone. Like once you start naming the deer, that means something's up. There's too many dead deer.
Annette says I use my high beams. If I had a floodlight I would use that too.
Floodlight, bullhorn. that ambulance is right there because the guy, the truck next to me now, sort of swerved off the road, and the one in front of me is tailgating that. So we got a lot of dangerous drivers right here. It's good to have an ambulance nearby. The guy behind me is a little close. Yeah. We were saying the other day, do you think that those whatever they are, I don't know if it's like supposed to be a whistle or something. There's things that people put on their bumpers. They're supposed to make a noise the deer can hear. The deer can hear. I don't know whether that works or not though. Probably just drive AJ crazy when I pull out of the driveway. Roads were a little slick, and a car had spun out. It must have just happened. It was sitting in this, half of the car was still in this lane. Very dangerous situation. I was in the middle lane though, thank goodness. I think it was last Saturday. The track was a bit lighter. asking questions about my auto body stuff in the car. It's crazy how I feel like I have a friend in the auto body business. I swear. I took a picture of the car, put it in AI, and then, you know, it came back with this full explanation about what they could see that was wrong with the car, which is pretty much everything exactly what the two estimates that I've received. It was right on it. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then I had him compare the two estimates. I got one estimate. The second one was a little bit higher. So I put it in there, and I'm like, what stands out between these two? Like, what are the differences? Had a very concise list of exactly what the difference was between the two. It all made perfect sense. Like, it's insane how much time it can save you from reviewing documents and stuff. I'd like to stick my budget in there and let it look at my budget, but I'm afraid that I know that anything you put in AI it's not private. It doesn't, they use it to learn, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a private thing. So I really don't want to I'm trying to be cautious about the stuff that I put in there. It is very, very useful. The only thing that's a little weird is it puts at least the one I think you can adjust this, but the one I talk to puts a positive spin on everything. Like, even if it's hard to explain, but there's always a positive spin. You know, like, you're really doing good, even if you're not really doing good. Oh, you're doing great, blah blah blah. And you're like, no, not really, but thanks anyway. Oh, look. Is that letting go? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Excellent. Hopefully, they will leave the door open for me. That would be great. If not, I'm pissed. Could save me a couple of minutes right there. Alright, delivery number 1. Let's turn this around for your viewing pleasure. I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, let's turn it off. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Remind me to tell you about these people. A little crazy there. Oh, Danish. I'll be right back. things to report. We got a couple things to report. First of all, took me a little bit longer. I apologize. There's a very nice guy in there. He was telling me a story. I bought a lottery ticket, so he came over and started talking to me. Powerball, billion. A billion. I mean, how can you not? How can you not buy a ticket when you could potentially win $1 billion dollars? So that's number one. So I bought the ticket, and he was very nice. But he was telling me a story about some lottery ticket that he used to play some numbers, and one time he didn't put as much money on a number, and that was the time it won. But yeah, when I got here, you saw that car, right? Everybody saw the car. Guy got out. It was a kid. He knocks on the door. They let him in. Well, both of them, I'm like 10 feet from the door, and they just walked in. Both of them are there, and they didn't like keep the door open, which means then I had to run over real quick, knock on the window. It's weird. Sorry, it's a little bit of a complaint, but I just thought it was weird. All right, am I good? Drive. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now we're going back to the bakery. Pick up our second delivery, which is mostly donuts. This one's mostly Danish. They had a couple of cakes, Danish cakes. Like, I think they just have a couple of donuts around just for the heck of it, because normally that deli just buys like 2, 4. Today was 2 donuts. 2 donuts. But I think they just added onto the order so that they have something to display. There's the Tesla dealership. I was looking at Teslas. I'm not going to buy a Tesla though. I just can't spend that much money. And you know, you buy the Tesla, and then you've got to like get the whole thing set up at home with a. I mean, you could just run it into a regular outlet, but that's no good. It takes forever for the battery to charge at that rate. So you at least need to upgrade an outlet. I think you got to go. I'm not an electrician, but I think you got to go to 240 maybe. That might be the number. At a minimum, that's what you need. So I'm not doing that. Because I don't even have a plug like that in my basement. Like my appliances are gas, like the heater. I mean, like the water heater in the dryer. So, you know, if I had an outlet for the dryer that I could use for the car, I might try it out. But nah. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. But I think I am leaning towards getting a new car. Just when I do the math in my head, I think to repair my car and really get to a point, you know, when you add everything up, because it's due for maintenance anyway, right? So maintenance itself can be $1,000, you know. And the little things like the seat, the driver's seat, there's a little bit of stitching. It's a stupid little thing. Like, it doesn't bother me enough to really fix it. But I did ask the auto body shop. I'm like, hey, how much is the cover the seat? Put a new cover on there, and they're like, oh, that's $1,200. I'm like, what? So I'm definitely not doing that. I mean, it's not that bad, but you start adding all this stuff up, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm very close to. I'm probably within a couple $1,000 of what the car's worth. Like, it's not, So that's kind of making me lean toward a new car. And I got to figure out what to do with the old one, because I don't want to get it repaired. Although, that's the other thing. I could get it repaired and then just turn around and sell it right away. I probably would net $4,000. So, but, how much can I get for it? Granted, somebody's going to look at it and go, well, I'm not giving you anything for this. But, the engine and everything is still good. 99% of the car is great. So, could I get, at least from my research, I could potentially get $3,000 for it, $5,000 maybe. So I feel like the money I could get for selling the car is about equal, right now as is about equal to the net profit I would make if I repair it and sell it with no damage. You know what I mean? So why put myself through all the damage and the rental car and all that stuff? The rental car amount actually is in my calculation. So, but yeah, I'm not. Plus, I need that new car feeling. I feel like I need a new car feeling. Not a new car. I never buy a new car. Always used. Passing the gas stations in Eldersburg today. There are two gas stations back to back, and they both have some of the lowest prices that I see. So a couple times I've read out the prices. I want to start making a short. Gas prices in Eldersburg. Because I know it's going to go below 250. I know it. Last time I went through, one station was 257 and one was 253. So we're getting close. It's pretty exciting. And I thought I might be going by there today, but I go a different way if I'm going back to the bakery and then over. It's a different route. exact same time we had. What? Somebody made some noise. That's like exactly the yellow light we got coming down. This intersection has a tendency to have some pretty big crashes sometimes. I guess because people can potentially be going very fast. Yeah, see, this light is set up so that even if they don't have somebody making a left-hand turn, they get the arrow. If they have people in both lanes. Something a little messed up about that weight sensor. This is the light. I really wish, that's the other thing I want to get. I want to ride through this light one time and show everybody. There's a guy, he comes through here, and I don't think he does it when they're all red. Maybe he does. But sometimes if you come up to this light and the green light's for straight, but you don't get the arrows, there's a guy that comes up, I think, when I'm on my way up to the bakery in the morning, but he doesn't even slow down. He just drives right by and makes the left-hand turn. As if it were green. Like, it's amazing. Like, the first time he did it, I thought, wow, that's crazy, but I've seen him do it like a handful of times. Last night when John is the DoorDasher, on his stream, he had a guy sitting at a left lane, left turn lane that had a red light, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 cars in line, and the guy, it was a very long light, but the first guy in line just finally just lost it. He's like, couldn't wait any longer, just turned right through the red. I mean, there were no cars coming, but it just looked funny. He couldn't hold back any longer. Always something happening out on the road. Always something. song kind of cracks me up. It's a little bit, it's like if you were singing Christmas songs but you didn't feel really good. Like, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Yes, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Maybe it's just me, but it seems a little bit like a downer. Heavy winds. Church. I wouldn't even see my dear if he was there. Sure. He could have missed him, but I doubt it. Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. We is a grocery store. always looks kind of ominous when there's a big 18-wheeler coming around a traffic circle. I don't know why, they just look. Alright, I'm kind of getting an unpleasant industrial smell. Some factory's doing something. Smell it. So we're almost back to the bakery, and just to let you know how this works. So I will pull into the bakery. I think I'll leave the stream going because it doesn't take me that long. So I'll go in. They should have the second delivery ready to go. So I just have to write up the ticket, the invoice that I take with me. That takes about 5 minutes, maybe at the most, 5-10 minutes. Do that, get the van loaded with the donuts and the cookies. So, I don't get a lot of cookies though. So I will, there's the bakery right there. So I'm going to pull in front there. Just leave you guys online until I get back. Keep an eye on the van for me. Good. Then you get music. I'm gonna leave you running. Yeah, I'm going to leave it running. We'll give it a shot. If it looks like it's going to be a while, I might turn the engine off, but I'll be right back. Stay tuned for delivery number 2. everybody, I'm back. So, we're loaded up and we are on our way to Eldersburg, Maryland for our second visit. It's 25 degrees. It's 1 degree warmer than when we left the first time. It's warming up.
AB 87,591 says, should we try the highest thing again?
The highest thing again. What's the highest thing? Hold on, let me think. What do you mean? Highest thing. What is the highest thing? Thinking. The highest, like with the sign, whether it's going to be on or not.
At KB 87,591 says, when I was talking about the sign.
Yeah, you mean the highest sign, whether it's going to be on or not. What's that? Whoa. You mean the 888888888888? Back there is one of the sections that I don't think you can. You know what I was thinking? I should take my other phone.
P 87,591 says, there was confusion when I was taking about the letters.
Is this the same thing you're talking about that I was like not understanding the last time? This is the little section where I'm going to take my deer. I have a short.
P 87,591 says yes.
Okay, alright. So it worked. We did go through the same ordeal again. Along here. There's a short video out there where I have a deer that was on the side of the road when I came through. I think it was right where it was. I made it into a short video, but nobody, I don't think those videos really go anywhere. Nobody clicks on that stuff. And they're kind of silly. I think I'm going to make it a short. Because it's more appropriate for that anyway. It's just like a 15-second thing where you see the deer almost running in front of you. There are basically 3 levels to dash cam type driving live streams. One is the 18-wheeler over the road type driver where you're on the highway.
AB 87,591 says you might have to put a trigger warning on the deer video.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that would also be, yeah, like a warning might even grab people's attention too. But you got the long haul drivers, right? The guys that are on the interstate, and you're just looking out the window, and the whole time for active delivery person. Somebody's jumping in and out of the vehicle, going different places, you know. And then you got me. I'm in the middle of that, right? Like, I make the same deliveries, so I'm not going to a lot of different places. And I don't jump in and out of the car because I really I'm like that mid-brain. I'm like the middle child of delivery vans. Thought about that yesterday. Look, you can see they pre-treat. Can you see that on the film? I don't know if you can see it or not. I think you can. They've apparently pre-treated the roads. I think that's for tomorrow, maybe? One of these mornings we're supposed to have some weather. I think it's tomorrow. I know it's not today.
AB87591 says these cams are basically exactly what we were talking about way back when on Route 66.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you could have done the whole thing. The only thing that, and it almost happened to the guy I was watching last night, the only thing that you run into trouble with is the cameras heat up. Like, I know the phone does. And he was talking about, I think at one point he used a GoPro. That's one of the more, a lot of people do that. But they heat up, especially if you are, using like, instead of 30, you're doing 60 frames per second, or you go to the higher resolution. I almost had that happen one time. One of my trips to Lancaster, I think I was like 6 hours or something in, and you do have to watch out that the phone doesn't overheat. I got a warning, like a thing flashed up. So I'm riding along between York, Pennsylvania and Lancaster with the window down so the cold air would blow in on the phone. But otherwise, you could definitely do it. I mean, especially with this Starlink, that would be great because you don't have any. Most of that, you don't have trees in your way. You got wide open sky. That would have worked. The whole thing would have worked. And I don't know how long a live stream can be. 12 hours maybe? There is a maximum. I don't remember what it is. Hey, but all that means is you'd stop it and then start again. You could definitely do the whole road. That would be pretty wild.
AB87591 says people do marathon streams sometimes, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I've seen that. Maybe at some point when we're all retired, we can just rent a camper, small one. No, I don't want to. I don't do the camper thing. Motels aren't that bad. Although that one hotel at one time was pretty bad. By the bridge, whatever that, I don't remember the name of that hotel, but it was a very famous one. Its fame had deteriorated quite a bit. Last couple times I've been on this road, that's regular traffic. I don't know what's going on. to see what the options are for this text-to-speech app, because I think you can tell it. I think you can tell it not to read numbers when it reads the name. That might be a good thing.
AB 87,591 says the last I heard the snow was possibly Saturday night into Sunday morning. At KB 87,591 says not a lot though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that might be. I remember, I saw, like on the 10-day, I remember seeing it was some night soon. So it might, yeah. It's not a lot. I hope not. I hope not. Looks like Carroll County's ready though. Sprayed it. A little short clip of the tree lighting got a decent amount of views over the past couple of days. I must have gone into the algorithm must have sent me into a tree lighting group. Christmas. I'm going to try to make a few shorts because I don't like, if you look at my page, if you go to my channel and you look at my page, it's got, I realigned things a little bit. So the first thing you see is if I've got an upcoming live stream. So anything I've planned, that's the first thing. The second thing is a list of my most popular videos. So that's got like the one where Shelby comes in and sees Andy looking like he's going to get into the box with the puppies. So they're mostly the puppies. I think actually though, the tornado video is in that group. It's like the fourth or the fifth one in line. So that's pretty funny. So that's so my most popular videos. Then below that, I think are the shorts maybe. So, but the shorts, what I don't like about the shorts section is that it's my first two only, before I started doing this, my first two videos were about the locusts. It's just disgusting. Like it's a picture of a tree. I think I just went outside and took a picture of like the locusts that were all over the maple tree. And then that was one of them. And then the other one is I took a picture of, during that whole locust thing, I gathered up some locusts and I didn't cook I don't remember the whole process, but basically they had recipes out there about like if you were going to eat a locust. So I made some chocolate covered locusts, and I had chocolate Old Bay seasoning on some. There were 3 different kinds, I think. Old Bay, chocolate, and something else. And I took them into work and we all ate them. Like it was a big deal. We had like a locust eating day during the locust situation. That was the challenge, was for people to eat the locust. And actually a remarkably large number of people did eat a locust. I did. they were kind of disgusting. Crunchy, a little juicy. They weren't really. They tasted pretty good. I think I had to boil them, and there was a whole process you went through. But I don't have the video of us eating the chocolate ones, so you would think that would be the good thing. I think I have pictures.
AB87591 says you could try to pitch the chocolate-covered locusts to Bob and Jen.
Yeah, they have the chocolate covering skills. That's true. But it really only, it's a 1 every 17 year type thing. Although locusts really are more often than that. You see a random locust even every year. I think there's at least I've seen one. I don't think stink bugs would work because they really, that would be a weird. That's not going to be a pleasant thing to eat.
AB87591 says limited time only.
Yeah, that's true. You could probably get a pretty good penny for them. I think there were people making them. I mean, there was no shortage of recipes. Was I do remember that you had to collect the locusts, and I think the picture, I haven't looked at that video for a while, so I don't remember how far it goes. I think it just shows them in that container. I don't know if it shows me making them or not. I guess I should probably look at the videos that are on my page. That'd be a good thing. But I remember what you were supposed to do is gather the locusts in a container like that and then put it in the freezer, and they would die quickly. It was supposed to be painless, according to whatever I read, and then you'd work with them after that. They were frozen at that point, and I think you had to boil them. It's a whole process.
AB87591 says how about the one with Mom and the locusts at the parking garage?
Oh yeah, that was funny. That must have been 17 years, no, more than that. Wow, that could have been not the cycle before, but the cycle before that. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I wonder where that video is. I haven't seen, I'm sure I still have it. Don't we have a video of her like falling into a Christmas tree when we were cutting down a Christmas tree? I remember it happening. I just don't remember. I think we have a video of it. Cutting the grass when the locusts were out. Didn't like that. I don't have a lot of trees in the backyard anymore, but they would fly across my backyard. So they didn't have anything else to land on. So they would typically search me out. It was not a pleasant thing, cutting the backyard. Like, I think I would have been better if I had more trees, because then they would have been at least settled.
AB 87,591 says I think they just couldn't avoid hitting you.
True. They were creepy though. Very creepy, the worms. I saw a snake last year down in the back.
AB 87,591 says the sky has lightened up quickly.
Yeah, it has. But do you know? Well, I'm not too far from you at the moment. You notice the brightness on the camera always looks a little bit brighter than real life. I think. Like when I look straight ahead, it doesn't look quite that bright to me. If I look to the left, it looks really bright because that's the sun coming in. I always think it's pretty amazing if I'm watching those. Recently, when I was watching those Disney live streamers, like around 5 o'clock, quarter after 5, it's dark here. You're in the house and you look outside, it looks completely dark, and people are still in Disney walking around. And I know that's because it's south. And I think they're a little bit further east, a little bit further west, but I think it's mostly the south aspect of it. Because I noticed that even with North Carolina. Somebody was streaming in North Carolina and it was lighter, a little bit longer than here. Is there a spot on Earth that is always, on and off 12-12, sun and not sun? I feel like I should know the answer to that, but I don't know. Does the tilt screw that up, or is it possible that there is a 12-hour daylight spot somewhere that's consistent all year?
AB87,591 says I don't think there's anywhere that was equal 12/12 all year.
Yeah, I feel like that's right, but below the equator, they're experiencing the opposite effect of us, right? Like, they've got the whole summer-winter thing. I know that's opposite, but their hours are also increasing and decreasing, right? So, I'm just thinking, if their time, their sunlight hours decrease and decrease in the opposite direction of us, it seems like it would be possible for the spot in the middle of that to not change, right? I don't know. I still can't figure out. Have you ever seen those clips where people are showing you that if you hold something in front of your face and the mirror, the person, that still freaks me out. I don't understand that. Like, so if you walk up to a mirror and you hold a sheet up to the mirror and you're standing behind it, you obviously can't see yourself because the sheet's there. But if there's somebody standing at the angle, they can see you on the other side of the sheet. It's weird, right? Because there's no direct view. I guess that makes sense, but it just seems weird. It seems weird. That was a gutsy move right there, gutsy. Oh, you know, it was a good thing I got in front of that truck because all he was doing was the circle. You see that guy that was like standing by the trash can? He's on that truck. So they just went around and used the circle to turn around. So I could be behind a trash truck right now. Close call.
AB87,591 says this would need to be an in-person discussion about the mirrors.
Yeah, it would. It would. I mean, I know you can see. Like, if you're on the side, you can do it. You can see the person in the mirror, but I just don't understand the concept of that. Oh, another yellow light. This is the morning of the yellow lights. Morning of yellow lights. When I came down 795, you know the light at 794, you're getting onto 795 and you're crossing 30, or no, I guess you're crossing 140 right there. Light stays green forever, but so I'm coming around that corner and it was green. I'm like, I don't know, and yeah, it turned yellow with just enough distance that I would not safely make it. And then coming up from Lenny's, the same thing happened. Pretty much the same amount of yellow. So it is the day of the yellow light. They seem to run like that. Some days I go through a lot of yellow lights. You know, like they turn yellow with just enough time that you can, not just enough time, but plenty of time to go through them. There are days when it's like, it seems like everything's like that. It's weird how it works. Of course, the best days are the all green days. It's like winning the lottery when that happens. I did buy a lottery ticket, by the way, when I was at Lenny's. I bought a lottery Powerball. It's $1 billion. I only do it when anything less than $1 billion is just not enough. But I only play if it's more than Mega Millions recently. Now Powerball. I did win one of my Mega Millions tickets. I still have it at home. One of the last time Mega Millions.
BB87591 says, look up the yellow light scene from Taxi later. It's hilarious.
Oh, really? I will do that. Here we are. Now, are they going to come to the door? What do you think? Let's do this. We'll turn around to this so you're not staring at the wall. Doesn't it look like I pulled up to a back stage lot at Disney? All right, let me call. Hang on here. We're gonna lose audio for a second. What a day! There they are. What a day. Look, they picked it up today. Sometimes they don't pick it up, they just come open the door. All right, I'll be right back. Jazzing up the donuts with these little Christmas decorations. Very festive. this set up so that I can like take this, easily point it in a direction so that deliveries are a little more entertaining. I mean, I used to tilt the camera down a little bit, but I was afraid like if I keep doing that every day, it's just going to be, I'm going to loosen that thing and then the camera's going to fall. It's just going to be tragic. Here we go. Back to the big cheese. When did I fill up I think I filled the van up on Wednesday, right? Like right now, we're between a half and a quarter tank. So like, I guess I'll get gas tomorrow. I think I can do 2 days. Tell you what though, the other day I cleaned off the rear camera. Beautiful. It's still beautiful. It gotten all gunked up with salt. Got to back up the light. But I'm definitely going to try to start making more little clips from these trips. Trip clips. I mean, not that much exciting stuff happens, but you know. If anything does. I still haven't tried out the cam thing for the harness. Although really, for this purpose, for my driving, there's absolutely no reason for me to have that. I don't know why I got it. It was only like less than $20, so I'm not upset that I got it, but the more I look at it, I'm like, why did I really get this? Like, I can't even imagine. I wouldn't even wear it. Like, I do want to take some video, like when I go to Walmart and go shopping sometimes, just for the hell of it. Cut up some videos and try to put something together there, but I still wouldn't wear the harness. Or the head thing. I don't think I'll ever wear the head thing. Get those glasses though. That's the other thing. You know, what are they called? The Meta glasses. What is in my headlights? Some kind of like flaky thing is flying around. I don't know if it's. Are we having a snowfall? Or is it just like debris? Something.
BB87591 says sorry, we've been getting stuff together for school. Now we're heading out.
No need to apologize. Have a safe trip to school. Very unusual on a weekday to have the ability to pass somebody on this road if you wanted to. All right, folks. That's the end of our trip today. Today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, so it's another 5 o'clock start time. And 5 o'clock start. 2 trips? Yeah, 2 trips tomorrow, 5 o'clock start. And it might be 1 trip. Today was 2 trips. Tomorrow, I think the donuts will be ready. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.